Hello out there, middle-aged gamers. It is me, Adam, and today is our 1-year anniversary. We have a little special treat for you guys. Unfortunately, Krian could not be here today, but we've come up with a little solution to that. So we'll see how it goes.
For the past game I played last year, so just a little background is that I watched the anime of Steins or Steins I don't know how you pronounce this, but anyway, that's a game which was released in 2009, 2010, something like this, and then they made an anime out of it. I watched the show was absolutely fantastic. I loved the series, and then I learned after that there was a game. So since I already watched the anime from the first game, I played the sequel, which is Steins Gate Zero. So if you have no idea what this is, it's a visual novel. A visual novel. Come on. So you have very little gameplay, almost like zero gameplay. It's mainly the player reads through the story in form of passage, text, and dialogues, and you sometimes interact with your phone to choose the branch where you want to go, because it's a story with multiple branch, multiple endings, and the story goes in very different way, good or bad. And so this is a sequel in an alternative future, and I really loved it because Steins Gate is kind of very dark, very dark theme. So if you watch the anime like me, it finishes as a happy ending. But just before the happy ending, there's some kind of really very dark revelation. Could be very depressing. Like the main character is almost like cutting his veins because he's so depressed. And the Steins Gate Zero will start before the happy ending. What if the happy ending never happened? And what's gonna happen after that? So it's actually an extremely fun story, very good, and I really encourage you to either watch the anime or play the games. There have been like 3 or 4 games, include a remaster, I think. It exists in anime, in video games, in light novels, even manga, I think. So as I said, there's not much gameplay, but the story really makes up for it, and it's really good. These particular games were developed by 5PB and released in 2015. Since we have 3 games each, I'm going to quickly pass through it. And the game I'm playing presently, so I'm just going to leave 2 seconds to Adam to change the video.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's all right. I'm playing Anno 1800. I really like the Anno series, even though I have been disappointed with the previous games. Anno, if you don't know, is a city building RTS, so real-time strategy video game, developed by Blue Byte and published by a small studio called Ubisoft. And this one was launched on April 16, 2019. It's a Ubisoft game, so bad point is you have tons of DLCs, of course. Most of them being skins of, like if you don't like how your ship look like, you can buy a DLC just to change the skin of your ship. Hello, Ubisoft. So I hate this part of the game. However, so this particular Anno is taking place, as the title says, in 1800, so it's during the Industrial Revolution. And this one is much better than the rest of the series. Some of the games are very good in Anno. Some of them are really not so good, like the one in the future. Don't remember if it's the 2204 something. This wasn't so good. This one is particularly good, and apparently even on internet it's very often cited as the best Anno of the series. So if you don't know what kind of game it is, it's a city builder basically, with a little bit of story declined as chapters. Very few chapters. I think I reached chapter 4 and I must be very close to the end. In any case, the story is kind of fun, fine, very little part of the gameplay. It's very sandboxy game. So it's a big sandbox game where you put a little bit of story just so that you have a red line to follow. And it's a very good game, and I'm gonna finish it, I think, very soon. So after that, I'm gonna go on to my future game. And I guess right now, if you followed either my streams or this podcast, you expect me to say I'm gonna talk about Tales of Arise, and no, although I am gonna do it soon. I'm gonna start first with Scarlet Nexus for a couple of
Ah,
reasons. So Scarlet Nexus is actually very close to Tales of Arise, and you will see why. It's an action RPG that you play on a third-person perspective. And so, just as a synopsis, because I didn't want to spoil myself too much, of course, I'm going to play it, so I don't really want to spoil it. You assume control of either Yuito, or so the guy, or Kasane, the girl. They are both members of the Other Suppression Squad Force, sorry, or SF, who are tasked to defend a city called New Imuka from creatures, I imagine aliens or something, known as the Others. That sounds fun. It's an action RPG, extremely classic. You will see the publisher slash developer is Bandai Namco, and Keita Lizuka, the game producer, and Kenji Anabuki, the game director, both come from the Tales of series. So I expect to have a very similar game as a Tales of, except it's I don't know if it's really fantasy, more like steampunk or something. I'm not sure yet, but it sounds very fun, very much Tales of. That's why I'm very excited. And a friend of mine played it, and you can't achieve 100% with one playthrough because you play the girl and the guy, so you need both to play both story to achieve the 100%. Not sure if there's a big difference between the two stories. I hope so. That would be very good for replay value. In any case, he finished it twice in a week and told me, "You have to play this game. It's fantastic." Like, okay, what kind of game is that? It's kind of a Tales of, but in even better. Sold. Where is it? It's on every platform, included Steam. And it's, at least when I bought it a couple of days ago, it was in discount. So here you go. And that's for my
all
three
right.
games. So
Very good.
Steins Gate Zero. The present is Anno 1800. Both of games I really recommend. And the future game is Scarlet Nexus, which I really hope I will recommend. And from the feedback I had, I guess I will. And I don't know, maybe I'll do a little review or something if I really, really like it.
All right. So your friend actually played Scarlet Nexus, the full game? I played the demo, but not the full game.
Oh, he has a full game, and he played it on computer actually, and literally destroyed it. Within a week, he played 2 playthrough, 100%. They're big gamer. I don't remember what kind of job he does, but certainly he doesn't do like 60 or 70 hours a week like me. So I don't expect I'm gonna destroy it in a week.
Mm. So I'm also worried, not worried, thinking about with Anno. You said it's kind of an RTS city builder. So is it comparable to say Civ, or what game would you compare it to?
It's an RTS, so it's like Civ is with little hexagons, what you can see in Phil's background, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Here it's literally real time. Civ is not real time. You know, like Command and Conquer. See, you see the little unit on the map.
Mm-hmm.
So this is this kind of RTS. It's City Skyline. Did you play City Skyline or?
I've seen it. I haven't played it.
Yeah, I would compare to this kind because it's in the end it is a city builder, except that no one comes with a battleship to shoot your city in City Skyline. So you have a little how can I say, on your map you're not the only one. It's a map. Imagine Civ, starting the Civ gameplay with an island map. So plenty of little islands. You start with one island. You can, but you have to colonize several islands because maybe your base island doesn't have fertility for coffee or cotton or bananas or something. So you have to colonize other island which has a fertility unit. You're not the only one. There's 3 AI on the map which colonize as well. 2 of them which are beneath you, really, they are not very good, and one which is completely overpowered. One of the issue I had in this is that in Civilization, for instance, the alliance system is very well done and worked. In this Anno, it's a catastrophe. Never do an alliance because the two weak AI are gonna try to get in alliance with you all the time. The second you get in alliance, they declare war to the very strong AI, and then it's done. It's finished because most of the game you have to trade between your islands. You know, if you grow coffee here and bananas here, you need to exchange all the time. If you're at war with this super strong AI who has frigate and mono warship and cruisers everywhere, then it sinks your ship all the time and it's finished. And I had to stop my first game. I literally had to stop because of this. Couldn't trade and I couldn't train, so I was slowly dying off. So I had to restart after like 18 or 20 hours. I had to restart just because of this. Yeah, that's really pissed me off. So you play this game, don't do alliance. You don't do alliance, fantastic, no problem.
Huh.
The naval combat is pretty fun. There's always a lot of balance to achieve in your citizens' needs, which is a big part of the game. And yeah, I can't spoil it more than that because after that, you know, I'm really gonna take the flavor out of the game. But yeah, you really have to balance your stocks.
All right. Very good.
All right. So, Phil, you got any questions there? I know if you're watching the video, you're noticing that Phil and Antoine, they can see Korean, but they can't hear him. So they're not quite sure what he says.
Oh, I did. No, I just heard him.
Oh, you heard it? Okay, so they must have heard it through my headphones.
Very good.
Then. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like this is the realm in which Antoine plays games, and this is the realm in which I play games. And there's like this big, huge chasm in the middle between where we shall never meet. But maybe I suppose Final Fantasy 14 just dotted right in the middle, just as an outlier
exactly.
for both of us.
That's the middle of your Venn diagram.
Yeah, the one game.
That's good. We complement each other.
So yeah, I can't really. I mean, Anno actually sounds like my type of game, but it's hard to say from the trailers because you don't really get a gameplay idea. So. I mean, it would depend once you get into it, how the mechanics work.
I'd say watch a YouTube video first to see a bit how the game maybe not this game, but maybe 1404. It's I think it's the best of the series after 1800. You can see a bit of how it works. Mechanics are similar. Of course, it improves on them, but the base mechanics are still the same.
So just throwing out there, I presume 1800 is set in the year 1800 and 1440 is set in the year 1440.
It's based on the 19th century.
Oh, the 1440 is based in the 19th century.
No, the 1800s, yeah, and the 1404 is based in the 15th century, yeah.
Okay, so we're still getting forward. So next we'll have 806, and then we'll have 102.
No, they have done 2070, which was okay. They have done 2200 something, which was bad, which is a future one, unfortunately, because it was very. I was expecting something like Star Trek-like or something, and it was not good. Very disappointing.
I want something caveman level. Build a cave, go out, whack some rocks,
make some canoes.
They might hear you, but I don't think they went very far. I don't know how.
Minus 10,000.
Could be.
Anyway, so
Korean, come on, you're disturbing us.
God, you're so crazy, Korean.
All right. But yeah, I think that's a good transition. My finger kind of slipped on that one. I'm sorry.